So this is the Hell Ride, just coming up to Oliver's Hill, which is just south of Melbourne. It's a relatively flat ride until it gets to this little hill. So the hill starts here, sort of a bit of a false flat. And then, so the guys are pushing some little gears here. So the whole, it's only about 1 kilometre long or 600 metres long, this hill, but it's quite steep through this narrow section. So it goes from that wide highway to a very narrow section here. And this is where everyone sort of scrambles for the front. So the key for this hill is just to spin a little gear. It's a bit of a power climb, so stay up the front. If I was to give you a tip, if you're a novice rider, I'd just say get up the front. And that way, if you sort of blow 3/4 of the way up, you can work your way back to the back of the bunch and you'll still be in contention. At the top of this steep bit, you can see everyone's sort of out of the saddle, they're hurting a bit. You sort of max heart rate just up here, and then it goes into a bit of a false flat for another 600 metres. And that's where, in a bike race, if you're a smart rider, that's where you'd attack, because everyone's in the hurt house. So right now, everyone's hurting. The key would be to spin little gears just to recover. But as I say, if this is a bike race, this would be an excellent time to attack while everyone's in the hurt house. So this is a big bunch, the Hell Ride. You can see I sort of stayed as far up the front as possible because I'm not very good at climbing, and still in contention. And just this false flat, still pushing 400 watts here. Everyone's hurting a bit, and then it sort of dips down into a downhill section. And this is a Thursday night ride that meets at 7 p.m. near the end of Yarra Boulevard on the north side. So these guys just do a quick loop of the suburbs. It's quite a hilly little course. There's 3 or 4 little hills, and this is the first hill of the lot. So everyone has a hit out on this hill, basically, just to test each other out. So it goes quite steep here. Everyone's pushing a little gear. Sorry about the colour there. I've got the sun shining right in the back of the GoPro, but I'm still working out how to use Premiere Pro. But so we're pushing hard here. Little gears, I suppose. You know, there's a lot of talk these days about hill climbing, and back in the old days, everyone used to push big gears, but these days everyone's sort of spinning, and I think I'm finding from personal experience that it's the best way to sort of get power to the pedals is to spin. One thing you want to do on a climb like this is not put too much power output early, like what I'm doing here. I'm out of the saddle doing 400 to 500 watts, and in a second here I try to bridge across to that guy up the road there, and to my demise, because I'm doing probably 500 to 600, maybe 600 watts here out of the saddle. This is it doesn't look like it on camera, but it's a very steep section of the road. I don't quite make it across to this guy, and then it goes into a flat section and then kicks up again. So this hill's probably 1.5 kilometres, probably a little bit longer. And I'm max heart rate here, right? So I'm pushing, as this comes into a false flat, I'm looking down, trying to keep it around 300 watts, 320, 340, whatever. But, the big mistake I made there was that I pushed quite a few watts early, kicked away from the bunch, and I've blown. So I'm max heart rate, trying to recover now. And as you can see, the bunch is coming back at me. So probably a better way to ride that climb would have been to just stay with everyone, stay with all these guys, just nice and steady, keep the wattage down, and then I would have stayed on the back. That's a mate of mine, Trent. He's only been on the bike, the guy sitting on the back there. He's only been on the bike for 6 months and he's already smashing it, so it's good to see. But so you can see here I'm out of the saddle trying to get on the back of these guys' wheel, and I'm at my max heart rate. And if I had my time again to do this climb, I probably would have stayed with these guys originally. I wouldn't have kicked away. So you can see here they're all spinning quite a high cadence, probably 90 to 100 cadence. As I say, that's important. If you are pushing a big gear here, you'd be really Larry lactic. You'd have lactic acid in the legs, and you wouldn't be able to climb with the rigs, guys. You'd get spat out the back. So here you can see again the guys are getting away from me again. I mean, I'm at my absolute max here, so I'm just trying to keep my heart rate at a place where I can keep pushing on the pedals. And the crew are coming back at me. So yeah, this is a good ride. If you live in Melbourne, 7 p.m. on the north side of Yarra Boulevard, they do 4 to 5 climbs, and they wait at the top of every climb. So everyone up here just pulls up for a minute or two as soon as we get to the top of this climb here, and we wait for the rest of the bunch, which is pretty cool. There's a girl there. There's that girl in the purple. It's not her, but there is a girl climbing, and she beat everyone up every climb. She was awesome. So a lot of females attend this ride. It's good to see, and they're strong, so strong. So that's it for the tips for today. Chat soon.